Let's get right into it. Number 10. The appendix, your useless time bomb. So, you've got this tiny little organ just hanging out in your lower right abdomen called the appendix. Modern medicine calls it vestigial, which is the polite way of saying, we don't really know why this thing is here, but hey, it occasionally explodes and kills people. Comforting, right? The appendix is basically that roommate who does nothing, contributes zero to rent, and then occasionally sets the kitchen on fire. For years, doctors thought it was completely useless, a leftover organ from evolution, like some sort of biological Windows XP file that never got deleted. But plot twist, the appendix might actually do something. Some researchers think it's like a safe house for good bacteria, a tiny Airbnb for your microbiome in case your intestines get wiped out by, say, food poisoning. But here's the kicker, even if it has this noble role, it's still one of the most dramatic organs in the human body. You can be walking around, minding your own business, and suddenly your appendix is like, yeah, I think I'll rupture now. And if it does rupture, congratulations, you're in for a fast-track ticket to emergency surgery. Evolution basically left us with a biological landmine that might help your gut bacteria but also might murder you if it feels like it. So, thanks evolution. Out of all the organs you could have made extra safe, you chose to turn one into a ticking time bomb with a bad attitude. Number 9. Tonsils, the bodyguards that betray you. The tonsils. Those fleshy little blobs at the back of your throat that everyone's heard of but no one really respects. They're supposed to be your body's first line of defense, like tiny bouncers standing guard at the entrance of club esophagus, kicking out germs and viruses before they can get inside. Noble work. Great job. Love it. Except, plot twist again, they're terrible at their job. Tonsils get infected constantly. Kids everywhere know the drill. Sore throat, doctor's visit, looks like your tonsils are angry again. And then boom, you're slurping down popsicles after surgery because the only solution was just getting rid of them. Imagine being so bad at your job that the boss literally fires you out of the body. And what's worse, tonsils have this dark, evolutionary backstory. They were part of your body's original immune system design, the prototype model. Like when a phone company releases version 1.0 of something and it's full of bugs. Tonsils were supposed to filter out pathogens, but over time, other parts of your immune system got better at the job, leaving the tonsils to sit there like outdated security guards who forgot to update their training manual. So instead of guarding the door, they're just hanging around, waiting for the next strep throat outbreak to take them down. And honestly, it's kind of poetic. The organ built to protect you spends its whole life betraying you, like an immune system Judas. Number 8. Wisdom teeth, the betrayal in your jaw. Imagine this. Your mouth is doing fine, you've got all your teeth lined up, and then one day, surprise. 4 giant molars decide to shove their way in, wrecking everything like uninvited relatives crashing your couch. That's wisdom teeth. Back in the day, humans actually needed these. Our ancestors had massive jaws and a diet that consisted of raw plants, roots, and uncooked meat. Basically, caveman food that would snap your average NutriBullet in half. Wisdom teeth were like bonus grinders to help chew all that rough stuff. But fast forward to modern humans with smaller jaws, blenders, and DoorDash, and suddenly these extra molars are about as useful as floppy disks. Now they don't fit at all. They push other teeth around, get stuck in your gums, and can cause infections so gnarly you need surgery just to get them out. Evolution basically left us with a mouth upgrade we didn't ask for, like installing an extra bathroom in a house with no plumbing. So now, millions of people have to go through the awkward, swollen cheek, ice pack face rite of passage called wisdom teeth removal. All because your great-great-great-great-grandparents like chewing sticks. Thanks, ancestors. Really appreciate the bone remodel job that evolution forgot to finish. Number 7. Goosebumps, your ancient fur switch. Ever been cold and noticed your skin suddenly looking like a plucked chicken? That's goosebumps. Today, they're just an embarrassing visual indicator that you're either freezing, scared, or listening to that one song that makes your spine do the cha-cha. But here's the kicker, goosebumps used to actually do something. Back when humans were basically shag carpets with legs, goosebumps were a survival mechanism. The little muscles at the base of each hair follicle would contract, making your hair stand on end. This did two things: trapped heat to keep you warm and made you look bigger and scarier to predators. So in caveman times, goosebumps were basically your body's built-in puffer jacket and intimidation tactic. Fast forward to today, no fur, no predators, just you standing in line at Starbucks with your arm hair standing at attention like it's auditioning for a role in Braveheart. Goosebumps are like the reply all button of your body, once crucial, now mostly embarrassing. Your body still thinks raising your non-existent fur coat will scare off enemies, but in reality, you just look like someone who left the thermostat too low. So yeah, goosebumps are the biological equivalent of a VHS rewinder, still around, but absolutely useless in modern times. Number 6. The Coccyx, aka tailbone drama. You, my friend, have a tail. Or at least, the sad, bony remnants of one. The coccyx, also known as the tailbone. Right now, it's just 3 to 5 little fused vertebrae sitting at the bottom of your spine like some dusty relic in an evolutionary museum. But once upon a time, your ancestors proudly sported actual tails. Balancing, climbing, swatting away bugs. Tails were the Swiss Army knife of body parts. And then evolution was like, yeah, tails are kinda tacky. Let's go minimalist. So we lost them, but the tailbone never fully got the memo. Now it just sits there, occasionally reminding you of its existence when you fall on your butt and suddenly can't sit comfortably for 3 weeks. The tailbone does technically help with anchoring muscles and ligaments, but honestly, it's like owning a landline in 2025. Yes, it works, but do you really need it? Not really. And the worst part is that if you injure it, there's basically nothing doctors can do except tell you to sit on a donut pillow and wait. Congratulations, you're in pain because of an organ that doesn't even exist anymore. Your tailbone is proof that evolution sometimes forgets to clean up after itself. It's basically the biological equivalent of a tail left on a receipt, pointless, but annoyingly hard to ignore. Number 5. Your pinky toe, the forgotten warrior. Let's be honest, your pinky toe is basically just there for decoration. It's that awkward extra guest at the party of your foot, contributing nothing except the occasional sharp pain when you slam it against furniture. And yet, believe it or not, the pinky toe used to be essential. Back in the days when running barefoot through uneven terrain was just commuting, that little toe helped with balance, grip, and stability. It was the unsung hero keeping your foot game strong. But now, shoes do all the work. The pinky toe is like the kid in group projects who shows up but doesn't actually contribute. And yet, it sticks around because evolution doesn't exactly have a Marie Kondo, "Does this spark joy?" filter. The pinky toe sparks nothing but pain when you catch it on a chair leg, but apparently that was enough for nature to keep it. The weirdest part? Scientists think we might eventually lose our pinky toes altogether. Yep, future humans might be born without them. Which means that every stub-toe agony session you've ever had is basically evolution's cruel waiting room. Your toe is obsolete, but it's not gone yet, so you just suffer in the meantime. So yeah, your pinky toe once carried the team. Now it's just the body part equivalent of Internet Explorer. Technically there, but nobody wants it. Number 4. The spleen, your drama queen filter. If the spleen were a person, it would be that one friend who swears they're low maintenance, but somehow causes chaos every time you hang out. The spleen's official job description is actually kind of impressive. It filters your blood, recycles old red blood cells, and acts like a bouncer for your immune system by producing white blood cells. Basically, it's the unsung janitor of your body, cleaning up the mess. But here's the dramatic twist: you can actually live without it. Yep, doctors can just take the spleen out, and you'll keep trucking along with only minor changes to your immune system. Imagine showing up to work one day and being told, "Yeah, honestly, you can just go home forever. We don't really need you." That's the spleen's entire identity crisis. Even worse, the spleen is ridiculously fragile. It's like the fine china of your organs. One bad hit to the stomach, and boom, ruptured spleen, emergency surgery, life-threatening internal bleeding. Meanwhile, Your liver can take years of questionable drinking habits and still keep standing like some sort of biological heavyweight champion. The spleen? A light shove and it's out cold. So while it technically helps keep you alive, the spleen also reminds us that evolution sometimes designs organs like IKEA furniture. Functional, but guaranteed to collapse at the worst possible moment. Number 3. Kidneys, the overachieving filters. Your kidneys are basically two bean-shaped perfectionists living in your lower back. Every single day, they filter around 50 gallons of blood, making sure toxins, waste, and excess water all get flushed out in your pee. Think of them as the ultimate breed of filters, except instead of water, they're dealing with the questionable sludge that is your bloodstream. But here's where it gets weird. You only need one kidney. Yep, your body comes standard with a backup model, which sounds nice until you realize how hilariously inefficient that is. It's like owning two dishwashers when one would have done the job. Even stranger? Some people are born with just one kidney and live perfectly fine, while others donate one and keep going like it's no big deal. And despite all this redundancy, kidneys are fragile divas. A little dehydration? They complain. Too much protein? They complain. Long night out with questionable cocktails? Oh, they definitely complain. They're doing vital work, but they're also one of the first organs to throw a fit when something goes even slightly off balance. Evolution basically gave us the most neurotic, overachieving organs possible. Kidneys are like unpaid interns who think the office will literally collapse if they don't file the paperwork right now. Spoiler, they're not wrong. Number 2. The gallbladder, the petty storage unit. Let's talk about the gallbladder. Officially, it's a storage container for bile, that greenish digestive juice your liver makes to help break down fats. Unofficially, it's the world's pettiest organ. The gallbladder doesn't make bile, it just holds it, like some hoarder keeping jars of mayonnaise, just in case. Then, when you eat a greasy cheeseburger, the gallbladder swoops in, dumps its bile like it's yelling, "Surprise," and hopes for the best. But here's the thing, you don't actually need it. Your liver makes bile whether the gallbladder's there or not. In fact, gallbladders are notorious for betraying people with gallstones, which are basically little hardened blobs of digestive evil. When that happens, the gallbladder goes from being a lazy storage closet to a full-blown medical crisis. The solution? Surgeons just take it out. And guess what? You keep living just fine. So why do we even have this organ? Short answer, efficiency. Long answer, evolution hasn't updated the software yet. Back when our diets were wilder and fattier, having a bile storage tank made sense. Now it's just a biological storage locker that occasionally explodes. The gallbladder is like the appendix's petty cousin. It doesn't do much, but it sure knows how to ruin your week. Number 1. The placenta, the alien life support machine. Alright, time for the grand finale. The placenta. And yes, before you roll your eyes, the placenta is technically a temporary organ. It grows when you're pregnant and then pieces out afterward like a short-term Airbnb tenant. But here's the part no one tells you in health class. The placenta is so weird that scientists still argue about whether to call it an organ or a full-blown alien parasite. Picture this. You get pregnant, and suddenly your body starts building this custom-made life support system. The placenta attaches to the wall of your uterus, grows its own blood vessels, and basically becomes the middleman between you and the baby. It delivers oxygen, nutrients, and hormones, while also taking out the trash like a personal assistant. Sounds great, right? But here's the terrifying twist. The placenta is not fully under your control. Genetically, it's part you, part baby, and technically part foreign DNA just setting up camp inside you. And because of that, the placenta can get aggressive. It can burrow too deep, cause dangerous conditions like preeclampsia, and in some cases, literally hijack your body's resources at your expense. Parasite vibes? Absolutely. But with a cuter end result, assuming everything goes well. Even creepier, the placenta is unique to mammals, and it didn't come from some careful evolutionary design. Evidence suggests it originated millions of years ago when a retrovirus, yep, an ancient virus, spliced itself into our ancestors' DNA and gave us the ability to grow placentas. which means every single human life literally starts with a weird viral glitch that nature decided to keep. So yeah, you could say the placenta is your body's most advanced organ, but also its most horrifying origin story. Basically, every human being alive owes their existence to a parasitic alien virus that evolution just shrugged and rolled with. Sweet dreams. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.